Severe weather is threatening millions of Americans across several southern states, and multiple deaths have been confirmed. Tornadoes have already hit parts of Alabama, where there are reports of damage and people trapped in their homes. Many counties there are under a state of emergency, and forecasters are warning of flash flooding, wind gusts, and large hail. Tornado and flash flood alerts have also been issued across Mississippi, Tennessee, and Georgia. CBS News correspondent Omar Villafranca is in Birmingham, Alabama, with the latest.
The series of damaging tornadoes sent sparks and debris flying across northern Alabama. The deadly storms reportedly trapping people in their homes. Powerful winds uprooted trees and sent them crashing onto rooftops or flattening them on their foundations. Some of the worst damage happened here at the Eagle Point subdivision in Shelby County, Alabama.
It was scary. The noise was unbelievable.
Carol Willis's garage damaged, but her home was mostly spared. She described the frightening moments the tornado barreled through her community.
I was standing in this window, the bedroom window, and I looked out and it started getting dark. I said, well, I better get out of this room. And I had a metal garbage can. I said, well, let me run to my utility room. I put the garbage can over my head, went in there. I stayed no more than 2 minutes. And I came out and I saw all of this. I couldn't believe it. It went so fast.
Also hard hit, Pelham, Alabama, just 20 miles south of Birmingham. At least 14,000 people in the area without power. First responders have been going door to door in this neighborhood. You can see they marked this door and there was a 0. There's no reports of any fatalities here, but at least 3 people were killed in Calhoun County, which is northeast of Birmingham. The folks here also are not going to get any rest because there are more storms in the forecast tonight. Lana?
So concerning. We're sending our love, Omar. Thank you. For more now, let's bring in CBS News meteorologist and climate specialist Jeff Berardelli. Jeff, a major tornado hit near Brent, Alabama. How bad was it, and how many tornadoes have there been at this point?
So I think the tornado near Brent is probably going to be one of the strongest ones in this episode. When I was looking at it on radar, a lot of meteorologists chiming in on Twitter saying, wow, we don't know if we've ever seen this kind of echo before, if you will. When I say echo, I mean radar echo. So, you know, it's likely that it was an EF4 tornado. We just have to hope it didn't hit too many populated areas as it moved through Alabama. So far, there have been about 10 tornadoes, and this is a current look at the radar, and you can see that these storms are racing off to the east. So this is a quick episode. It's moving in, it's moving out pretty quickly. These are all tornadoes kind of laid right on top of the map right here in Alabama. 10 so far. There'll probably be at least several more. The difference between last week and this week is a lot of these tornadoes were strong tornadoes, and in fact, they did hit somewhat populated neighborhoods, subdivisions, cities. So this was the threat area last week, the 5 out of 5, which you see really once a year, if you see it once a year. We've now seen it twice in about a week because this is the 5 out of 5 on the severe weather scale area right here around Huntsville. So as you can see, this is the bullseye for where most of the severe weather has been today.
So, Jeff, what happens next? What's the forecast? When can people start really cleaning up and rebuilding and not worry about more severe weather?
So it's going to happen gradually over the next few hours. Again, this is a quick hitting system, and the atmosphere is about to change a lot. So instead of things tending to spin, we're going to see straight line wind damage later tonight, and the tornadoes will begin to slowly fade away. So let's show you the radar. Notice how this is already consolidating into a line of storms right there. So you can still see some twisting and turning right there. But notice once everything becomes a line, that means the atmosphere is kind of linear. There's not as much twisting and turning with height in the atmosphere. So we tend to see less tornadoes at that point and more kind of straight line wind damage, gusts 60, 70 miles an hour. So the threat diminishes as we head through the night. The line will move through Atlanta, Asheville, eventually into Roanoke and Raleigh, but it won't be anything of what it's been over the past, let's say 12 hours or so. One other thing that we talked about, I want to mention again, is that research shows we're seeing an increasing trend for tornadoes in the southeast. We had them last week. We had over 70 tornadoes. Today, we're likely to tally somewhere around 15 to 20 as the system moves to the east. And so because of climate change, because it's becoming warmer and more moist and more humid here, more unstable, and because it's becoming drier out here in the Plain States, we're seeing more tornadoes in a very vulnerable area, that is the southeast. And lastly, as we head through the weekend, that front is going to generate some severe weather on Saturday. Then that front is going to generate some severe weather across the Ohio Valley, Tennessee Valley, into the Mid-Atlantic as we head into Sunday. So round 1 will be moving out tonight, but round 2 moves in over the weekend.
All right. Well, thanks for monitoring it and keeping us all informed, Jeff.
You're welcome.